Okay, welcome to everybody's favorite Red Mage, episode number 61. I'm Nofing Wei, aka Spencer, and this is a 5-minute breakdown of a Red Magic the Gathering card, their properties, missed opportunities, and honestly, what I think. You can find me on twitch.tv/NofingWei for a $0 free experience on MTG Arena. I'll show you how to get it done. Today is the card from the set The Brothers' War. Skitterbeam Battalion. It's an artifact, 9 solid colorless mana, 9 for 9 artifact creature construct. It's a mythic rare, 4/4 trample haste. When Skitterbeam Battalion enters the battlefield, if you cast it, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. Prototype for 5 red mana and 2. It comes into play as a 2/2 with the same ability. All right. I don't think I've done my first artifact before. I think I have. I take that back. This is the new type of artifact in the set with the ability. There's a few in there, and at first I was very, skeptical about the idea of prototype. Right? I was like, why is someone going to pay so much heavy mana for, actually here it's going to be pretty brutal, right? 9 mana with 12 power. That's awesome. That's good. But 9 mana, we all know, usually when we're pumping up this, we're looking at, ramp decks, Tron decks, reanimators, right? But in our case here, why is this important in today's metagame? Well, I saw some clever decks. I saw 2 clever decks. One of the first clever ways of using this card, I noticed where people was blinking it. They would momentary blink it. They would remove the creature from the game and would come back into play as the 4/4. So you would come into play as the 2/2, and then you could blink it, it will remove it from the game, and it'll come back as the 4/4. Now, this isn't the best example, but this is one of the examples of how to use prototype creatures in a very constructive way. It's funny because it's a construct, right? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's a construct, and it's how to use it in a constructive way. Anyways, the red one here, I feel, is a little slow. I know that they wanted you to feel the power of 2. You get 6 power for 5. That's not going to be in your typical red deck. I don't think this is going to be in a big red as well. This is probably going to be in a deck that has most likely a control deck. I could feel this in a control deck, considering it gives you blockers, right? It gives you a range to play with. And because they have haste, you can probably cast another one the same way and win the game the following turn. So at 5 mana, getting 6 power is pretty powerful. At 5 mana, getting, doing it again, right? You get to play a second one from your hand. You got yourself 12 damage. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm not going to be mad. 5 mana for 6 damage is pretty spicy with the trample and haste. And momentary blink, it would be pretty good. I did find a deck called Is It Artifacts? I've seen this deck. It actually is really, really funny. It is a control deck, so it has your control elements here: negate, make, disappear, essence, scatter. The Bankbuster, Stern Lesson. This is one of the off decks that in the metagame, but I have seen it being played. You have the Brotherhood's End for your sweeper, then Fable, which is also really, really fun. But the card that really sets this up is the Might Stone and Weak Stone, right? Which turns into Urza the Planeswalker. Now, this card is just awesome. It does a lot of cleanup. And at 5 mana, if you're casting this spell, right, you can now use it to cast your prototypes, right? You're right there at the bottom. There is an attempt. You could possibly cast Skitterbeam Battalion for its full mana cost. It's possible, right? It is totally possible. So I think that here they did a pretty good job taking advantage of the prototype. This was actually pretty good. I felt like they wanted prototypes to have the same kind of feeling as them creating the creature. So Watsy, you did okay here. I'm not upset. I was skeptical, but when players find best ways to come up with decks, you thank them. Okay, very, very cool stuff. If there's anything here that you guys agree with me or disagree with me, go ahead And let me know with a comment down below, right? If there's something I'm missing, let me know, all right? On Instagram, YouTube, or on the podcast, or you can hit me up directly, twitch.tv/NoFingWay. Lastly, what other card do you think I should review, huh? You decide. Episode number 61 in the books. Peace out.